Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day. We've made it to the middle of the work week. So, y'all, that means we halfway there. Halfway there. Now, I do want to go ahead and speak to the people here. I did have to go ahead and pin a message up there at the top to remind you all throughout the duration of the video that if you've not, please like the video. Good morning, Dr. Soapy. Good morning to Treasure Cash. Good morning to Daniel Berry Sports. Good morning to Clumsy. Y'all, Clumsy, it's shocking to see you, even though I knew you had subscribed to me over here. It's nice to see you. Good morning. Y'all, if y'all are not familiar, Clumsy is the man who came on Pizarro's when we did the interview. We were interviewing him about Little Butt Week. This is the man. This is also the man that Lil Buckwheat was upset with us about for doing the interview and getting his side of the story about what happened in the old sector. This is the man right here. But yeah, good morning. Good morning, DC, Kool-Aid, and Lisa, moderator. Good morning to everybody. Now, when I woke up this morning, y'all, when my alarm went off, something up in me was like, nah, I'm still kind of tired. Maybe I'm just going to sit this show out. But then I clicked the snooze button. But as I clicked that snooze button and I settled that down, something triggered in my mind. The term destiny swap triggered in my mind. So then I sat up in my bed and I looked at the clock and I said, let me go ahead and get up. Let me go ahead and start getting ready. So I got up, still thinking destiny swap. When I came up in here to make my coffee, normally Zulu is asleep. But Zulu actually happened to be up and he gave a little ruff, ruff, ruff. So I looked at him. I said, you normally sleep. I said, I'm about to do my show. He said, ruff, ruff. Destiny swap. I believe that Zulu was up and Zulu was giving me confirmation that this might be the topic that I do need to do this morning. Because I promise y'all, I was about to sleep. I was ready to snooze, go to sleep, and not even think about coming here to y'all. So let's get into it. And let me say good morning to Storylines and Mitri. So y'all, we have been in an interesting environment here in the beef sector lately. It's been in an interesting realm going on. Y'all remember last week there was a whole battle between good and evil that I spoke to y'all about, where we had dragons on one side of the coin, being a tarot reader, feeling like she was doing the works of good. Then we had the head witch over there with Lemon them, who is doing black magic and trying to put people in jars doing evil. Then y'all, then I got to thinking, dragons did last week dragons mentioned destiny swap during that heated argument between her and the main witch over there at Lemons. Good morning, Mahal. Dragons mentioned destiny swapping in that argument only for Fi Babe to go live. I think it was 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, Fi Babe came live and was giving her take about Nessa's channel being gone. And Fi Babe mentioned destiny swap in her video as well. So we got dragons mentioning it last week in a heated argument. We got Fi Babe mentioning it 2 nights ago in her live in relation to Ness and her thoughts about Ness's channel being gone. And then again, last night, I heard dragons over on Ness's panel and dragons mentioned Destiny Swap again. So y'all, this is 3 times that I've been reviewing content over the course of the last 7 days. And 3 times I've heard that word, destiny swap. Destiny swap. 2 times from Dragon, 1 time for 5A. So I figured, considering that we might be in some type of warfare, whatever is going on, I wanted to explore the term. I believe that sometimes if you're not paying attention, you might hear something mentioned to you in threes and not understand what's going on. But then that's when you need to open up your ears and listen. Good morning, Jinx. Mahaya, it's good to see you. Good morning. But yeah, y'all. So I got my iced coffee ready here. I went on ahead and let Zulu be out. He done went over there and took him a drink of his water, and he's sitting here looking at me with the computer. And I believe he's giving me a look of approval that he wants me to go ahead and continue with this commentary. So now, as y'all know, the head witch over there at Lemons did do a strange spell on me about 2 weeks ago that involved her lighting candles, putting me up in a jar, and put me in the freezer, right? So then I had to reach in my arsenal as far as protecting myself from any type of negativity that people are trying to wish upon me or throw towards me or will towards me, and I had to return it back to sender. What I've noticed over the last couple of weeks as this has happened is that return to sender has absolutely worked. I witnessed panels and panels of people doing discussions about taking my channel away from me, doing discussions about going to the law frivolously against me to have them force me off of YouTube, to have them force me off of my channel, for them to force me to no longer even be able to be on here. I've witnessed people plot about striking my channel, messing with this, messing with that. If it has my image, I'm doing this. I've witnessed people plot and say, any content creator that allows J.Dunn on their channel, we are going to get them. We will get their video. We will mess with their content, XYZ. I've witnessed all these things over the last couple of weeks. I witnessed threats to, and specifically, a horsey named Dory made a threat towards Pizarro and YouTube cameras, said that she didn't like me being on their panel and that she was going to get them for having me on their panel. She also didn't like Ken Nola News on their panel. She said that she would get them for having Ken Nola News on the panels. She named the list of content creators that she had planned to get. You know, the finessers and Ness were high-fiving her and saying, yeah, go get them. Go get this one and go get that one because they have her on the panel. I can't believe they tolerate her. They are condoning her. Blah, 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 blah. Now, while they were having these, I would almost like to liken them to Klan rallies because, y'all, it was something about these meetings that they were having where they had it late at night, y'all. Y'all remember that background that Ness had up on her channel? It's like a fire burning and everything. Don't it look like the Ku Klux Klan? That background that she used to have on her old channel? With the fire burning, people up in hooded robes and stuff standing around, and it's a big sign that say beef sector in the back. And they doing all these meetings, plotting, scheming, and scamming on people, not realizing that the very ill will and ill intention that they were plotting against me, I was returning to sender. And now here we are today. Octavius was a part of these plots. And within 2 days, I witnessed Octavius, his relationship with Kiki fall apart publicly on the World Wide Web. I witnessed them doing this whole smear campaign and mudslinging against one another. I witnessed them coming on here revealing all of the secrets that were supposed to be kept between one another until death did them part, even though they're not married. I witnessed them come and just air each other out. I witnessed some negativity befall Octavius, all because I returned it back to sender. Going past Octavius, I witnessed Rodney wind up with 2 strikes, a strike or 2, because he had wanted all these strikes and stuff to come my way. I had to return it back to sender, and Rodney ended up with the strikes. And would you believe Rodney ended up with the strikes, and I didn't even have anything to do with any one of those strikes? Unbeknownst to me, King Kyos had given Rodney one of those strikes for having his picture over there. Rick Reed gave Rodney one of those strikes for a community wall post. Returned it back to sender. Then, the main return to sender that I noticed though is Ness. Because she was hell-bent on having me banished off YouTube. She's been hell-bent on having me off here for years now. Even when we had somewhat of a friendship, I knew in the back of her mind, she still felt like I'm not worthy to be on YouTube because she feels like she is. She feels like I'm not worthy, and she's always been upset and resentful because so many people plotted towards my YouTube channel, thinking that a judge was going to tell me, no, you can't be on here. All because we saw this before in the past, unfortunately, when it happened to VS. So because many of the people in the beef sector have this one-track mind, they assumed that because I had a court situation once upon a time that a judge was going to tell me the same thing. The judge wasn't even studying none of this that they were studying. And I continue to have my YouTube career, YouTube channel, YouTube hobby, what I've been doing. And it burned them up on the inside to see me still being able to have freedom of speech, for me to still be able to have my opinion, for me to still be able to network and communicate with other people. It burned them up on the inside to where then they was like, well, let's try to go ahead and get on the probation violation. Then the judge is going to tell us she can't be on here. Oh, she is a terrorist. Oh, she don't need to be on here. Look how many victims she got. She got this victim and that victim and this victim and that victim. I've witnessed entire panels gather around together where they was quote unquote having these victim support meetings about me, even though it was a bold-faced lie about this victim stuff, when at the end of the day, I have a right to respond just like anybody else. Even with that, they got somebody to come through the clutch and be a crash test dummy and try to get me on a violation of probation. The Lord said no, and still a judge never told me that I cannot be on here, so I'm still on here to be able to have my speech just like everyone else. Then once that didn't work, then they just recently tried to put lemon on this crusade. A crusade of such that neither one of them people would ever want to go on themselves. They wanted to put lemon up to doing this. They did these same nighttime meetings, these same rally meetings, these same, oh, she got this victim, she got that victim. We need to get her off of here. We're going to get her off of here for good. Ness was coming on. Yeah, I've been emailing YouTube. I've been letting them know. I'm letting them know about her. I'm letting them know about that rat bastard. That rat bastard, J.Dunn. I'm emailing YouTube every day, letting them know about her channel, so they can go over there and look at her channel, and they're going to take her channel. They're going to kick her off of here. That rat bastard, that fat fucker, J.Dunn. But what she didn't realize is I had already been emailing YouTube too. So just think, for easily the last 3 years, these people have been hell bent and fixated on getting me put off of here. Only for the stars to align and I return everything back to sender just not even 2 weeks ago. And now Ness, the very fate that Ness wished for me is the fate that was returned right back to sender. And that was the fate that befell her. That's why her main channel is gone. That's why now she is on here sneaking, because it is still against the guidelines for her to be using that backup channel, and she knows it. That's the reason why she tiptoeing around, because everything that she wished for me not to be on here, now that is her. That's her part. So now let me get into this destiny swap. Let's go ahead and get into the title of this video. Please like the video if you haven't. I thank you so much for your patience. I needed to lay the foundation and the groundwork before I presented this. Because like I said, I heard Dragons mention this twice and 5-8 mention it once. So, and good morning to Olivia and good morning to Michelle. So let me go ahead and present my screen. Okie dokie. Sure. All right, let's go over here. Good morning, Bernice. Please like the video. So, y'all, let's look at what Google is telling us about this destiny swapping. I mean, for people to have mentioned it 3 times in the B sector over the last 7 days, I want to pay attention and see what this is about. So it does say destiny swapping is a controversial spiritual concept that refers to the supposed ability to interchange or significantly alter one's predetermined life course with that of another person. Here's a breakdown of the concept. The core idea, it suggests that through mystical, metaphysical, or supernatural means, individuals can exchange their life path, experiences, or even their very essence with someone else. Motivation. Individuals may be drawn to destiny swapping for various reasons, including dissatisfaction with their current life, seeking to escape a difficult or unfulfilling situation, desire for a better life, yearning for a life perceived as more desirable or successful, spiritual beliefs, engaging in the practice to fulfill karmic obligations or debts, or out of curiosity by spiritual practices, out of curiosity about spiritual practices. The how. Destiny swapping is often associated with practices like dark magic, occult rituals, and the manipulation of spiritual energies. Who might engage in destiny swapping? Spiritual abusers, individuals who misuse esoteric knowledge for personal gain, exploiting others, and manipulating spiritual practices. Religious deceivers, people who falsely present themselves as devoutly religious while secretly engaging in manipulative spiritual practices. Desperate individuals, those who have exhausted conventional means of improving their lives and turn to mystical or supernatural avenues as a last resort. Okay, so let's get here to the important considerations and criticisms. Lack of scientific evidence. There is no scientific evidence to support the existence or effectiveness of destiny swapping. Spiritual dangers. Many spiritual traditions warn against the dangers of attempting to manipulate fate or destiny, viewing it as a violation of spiritual principles. Ethical concerns. The practice raises significant ethical questions particularly if it involves deception, manipulation, or harm to others. Alternative Alternative perspectives. Some view the concept of destiny swapping as a metaphor for making significant life changes or reclaiming one's personal power rather than a literal change of destinies. Focus on self improvement. Instead of attempting to manipulate fate, it's often recommended to focus on personal growth, self awareness, and taking positive actions to shape one's own future. In conclusion, destiny swapping is a complex, controversial concept that lacks empirical support and raises significant ethical and spiritual concerns. Okay, y'all got that? Y'all got that? Good. Now, the main portion of this that I just read to y'all, and please like the video if y'all have not. The main part that I want to zone into is who might engage in destiny swapping. Because again, Dragons mentioned it last week on Lemon's panel when she was fighting about the battle of good and evil with the other lady, in which Dragons said that she believed that the main witch over there in Lemon's land was attempting to destiny swap with Lemon. Dragons was adamant in saying that main witch over there with Lemon was doing black magic and negative practices in order to swap destiny with Lemon as far as his channel growth, his channel popularity. Dragons even reiterated last night when I heard her mention it for the second time that she feels that this person has tried to do some type of destiny swipe with Lemon, because Dragon said that she's noticed the decline with Lemon's channel as well as the decline in Lemon's behavior. Had to sip me some of my coffee, y'all. I made another iced coffee this morning. It's bomb. So based on what Dragons is saying, she was saying that she believes that the recent growth of so many other channels. I mean, just hell, 3 weeks ago, you could have went up in one channel and there would have only been 12 people in the chat. Y'all, now the person can go live and it might be 200 people, 300 people there. Dragons is pointing out these changes. Dragons is also pointing out the popularity standpoint. Once upon a time, the head witch was hanging over there at Lemon Land and nobody even batted an eye, even cared that she had an existence whatsoever. Now I have to credit myself and say that I was the person that came over there and tried to flatter her and gave her compliments and stuff like that made people pay attention to her. Because before I ever came over there and did a little flirt here and a flirt there and hi, how in the hell are you? Well, I'm just here to sit up here because you're on the panel. Well, I'm just here because she's sitting up here. I just want to come up here to talk to her. Before I did any of that, nobody noticed that woman was even over there. Nobody had heard of her. Nobody really even knew her name. Nobody knew nothing about her. She just was over there. Hell, quiet as it's kept, many people thought she was white. They said that was a white lady over there with Lemon. That's what they say. But finally, people started paying attention, and now I don't know if y'all know, but Lemon was up for pretty much, I would say easily. He was up for about 35 hours straight yesterday, y'all. 35 hours straight. He claimed that he took a nap. But I don't believe that he took a nap. At best, he might have slept for about an hour or two. Outside of that, he was up for well over 24 hours yesterday on the drinking bench. But this isn't the first time he's done that. And to be honest, we have definitely watched the transition where there used to be a such thing as Teleport Tuesday for him. But now, within the last few months, we've witnessed Teleport Tuesday be every day. So it almost is like, why even name your show Teleport Tuesday when every day is Teleport Tuesday? When every day you are on the drinking binge? When every day you become a belligerent drunk and you try to curse people out? You curse out your supporters every day. But either way, Dragons honed into these new things that's been happening to him here lately within the most recent months. And she believes that that has something to do with some type of negative presence and the destiny swapping. To and hey Gigi, good morning. To be able to swap destinies with him so that one person can approve their channel and their numbers off of Lemon's energy and then leave Lemon with the negative energy. So there is that. So now the reason why I stopped right here about who might engage in this, it says spiritual abusers, individuals who misuse esoteric knowledge for personal gain, exploiting others, and manipulating spiritual practices. That right there stood out to me in relation to the head witch over there because, as I said, I had only roughly messaged with this woman in Instagram for less than 2 months. And within a 2 month span, this woman felt some type of way to where she felt like she needed to do some type of spell on me and throw me in a jar and put me in the freezer. And this right here, exploiting others and manipulating spiritual practices, really stands out in relation to her and that. Now let me move on to my next point about this, because Babe did her video. Had to have been Sunday night. Was it Sunday night? No, it was Monday night. It was Monday night. Good morning, Miss Ray X. Babe did her live and she was giving her take and her spin about what she seen happen. This whole thing with Nessa's channel, and her point of view. And what Babe said was that she felt for a while that Ness had been trying to destiny swap with her. Babe began to run down, during the times when she had her old channel, when she had her original Babe Nation following, when they used to support heavy, put the globes behind their name. You remember those times when they used to flood her chat with super chats and memberships and all this kind of stuff. They used to do all of this support in the name of Babe and Babe Nation. Babe seems to think that Ness was envious back then. Ness wanted what Babe had on YouTube back then. Ness wanted to swap destinies with Babe back then. Interesting, ain't it? The problem was, though, nobody accepted Ness for Ness, so that's why she had to come back as Craig and pretend to be a man for any type of acceptance. Now, Babe didn't have to pretend to be a man, and she got acceptance and she got support and she got all of these things. But on the other hand, nobody would support Ness's Ness, so she had to be a man to get support, and she was resentful about that. Babe said when she ended up leaving to go on her spiritual journey, she said it was during her spiritual journey where she realized that she was seeing the growth of YouTube, but she was looking from afar. And she noticed the rise of Ness in the absence of Babe. The rise of Ness and the finessers during the absence of Babe and Babe Nation. I have to say I noticed it myself Even when we get down to the nitty gritty of, remember when Ness had everybody over there for the finessers put 2.0 behind their names and they did it? I wonder where she got that from. Hadn't Five Babe already had Babe Nation putting the globes behind their names many moons ago? I mean, hadn't Mona Simone had the brains putting brains behind their names many moons ago? And then now, Ness got this following of people during Five Babe's absence, and now she got people putting the 2.0 behind their names. Hell, even some people thought that Five Babe may not even come back, and there were some people that, dare I say it, removed the globe from the back of their names and actually put a 2.0 back there instead. For about a year, Ness got to feel what it was like to walk in Five Babe's shoes, while Five Babe was seeking spiritual guidance and spiritual healing. She's still messy as all get out, don't get me wrong. She still got some work to do. But I when she have a valid point, she got a valid point. So all I could do is say, hey, you got a valid point. But so it wasn't until Five Babe got back, and Five Babe was still over there for about 5-6 months on her spiritual tip. And Ness was being a tyrant. She was far from humble. Starting to be controlling, trying to dictate where people could go, who the supporters could support, who they could donate money to, all of these things. Good morning, Jessica Michelle. Good morning, everybody. Please like the video as you come in. And I believe it was during this right here is where Five Babe was really starting to realize this whole destiny swap. I think once Five Babe started really feeling this destiny swap, and this is my opinion, I believe that that's whenever she started sticking her big toe into beefsteak the content and commentary every now and then. Every now and then, just to give the people a little piece, but she was still trying to stay on her spiritual rock. But even though she was on the safety of her spiritual rock, her little spiritual island, she would take her big toe and dip it up in the water of the beefsteak every now and then just to check the temperature. Once she checked the temperature so much, things kind of started rattling and shifting. And this is where I want to go back to this. Who might engage in destiny swapping? Now, as far as these things, I see two of these that stand out as far as Ness is concerned. Religious deceivers. People who falsely present themselves as devoutly religious while secretly engaging in manipulative spiritual practices. How many times have we heard Ness tell us about her story of being in a discipleship that was a devoutly religious environment, but she tells us about all of these times in which she was secretly engaging in manipulative practices. Case in point, her being up in the discipleship where she's supposed to be focused on learning the Lord, and she over there sneaking people out and making people break out of there. The old lady done broke out of there, and they at the hotel and stuff and doing God knows what to pay a hotel bill, and then she leaving the lady up in the hotel, and then the lady end up eventually having to go back, and then we learned about that lady's fate last summer. Everybody remember that story? Everybody remember that story? It's interesting. But then also the third one, desperate individuals. Those who have exhausted conventional means of improving their lives and turn to mystical or supernatural avenues as a last resort. Now, this one is a little bit far-fetched, so I won't lean too much into this one, y'all. because I don't believe that Ness is into spiritual and mystical anything, but I will say that she always talks about the fact that her family is from Haiti and her Haitian roots. With her Haitian roots, they do believe in these type of things. So it is a possibility. It's a possibility. So I really wanted to deep dive into this concept because, like I said, I heard it 3 different times over the last 7 days. 3 different times over the last 7 days throughout the beef sector by 2 different content creators. And dragons and Phi Babe are the furthest from each other. It's not like dragons is over there trying to see what Phi Babe's saying. And I know damn well Phi Babe don't be over there checking to see what dragons be talking about. But both of them use this word. And I was like, is this a coincidence? Or is this something to really be taking a look into? Maybe you do need to pause and just think on it. Think on it. Oh, look, this little comments button is there. Let me see. Do y'all see the comment on the stage? Y'all, I be seeing this little button right here, and I don't know why I never have turned it on before, but I guess I put it on here. So now, based on what I have presented to y'all, what do y'all think? What are y'all's opinions as far as this Destiny Swap thing? I want to know if y'all heard Phi Babe mention it in her live that she did on Monday night. I also want to know if any of y'all heard Dragons mention it. To me, I never have thought that I would see a day in which the sector would have some type of undertone of spiritual warfare. But then at the same time, I guess it's always been around, but most people weren't paying attention. Good morning, J.Dunn. Most people weren't paying attention. Remember, for years, we have heard people saying, oh my goodness, the beef sector is so dark. It is so dark now. The sector has gotten so dark. So dark. Hey, Kevin Kelly. Kevin Kelly said Phi Babe did not invent. I didn't say she invented it. Not. I guess he just ain't listening. Let me put you up here. Oh, see that right there? I can't even. Oh, it says Phi Babe did not invent followers putting the signs behind their names. That is some all over YouTube. I didn't say she invented it. If you were listening, you would have heard me mention Mona Simone and the Brains, where Mona Simone was the first person around these parts in this sector that did it. Mona Simone started, and she had all of her supporters put a brain behind their name. Mona Simone started it first. Then Phi Baby eventually did it. And I listed both of them during this commentary. So this is how I know that you don't be listening. You don't be listening. But thank you for your input. But Mona started it first. Then Phi Baby did it with the brains. Mona did it with the brains. Then Phi Baby did it with the globes. Then we got Ness here recently doing it with the 2.0. And y'all, now it just seems like the 2.0 is scattering like roaches. Like it seems like they don't have nowhere to be, y'all. They don't have nowhere to be or anything. And I just want to put this little comment thing up here just to see how it look. To show the comments on the stage. It's cute. It's cute. But thank you for your input, Kevin Kelly. I just wanted to correct you with that. But yeah, I've seen it in other places, but specifically to the beef sector, Mona was the first one to do it. But either way, the reason why I went on ahead and I just wanted to see how that look on my screen. But I wanted to go ahead and remove that because the next thing I want to talk about is lemon. Now, Lemon had another chaos-filled live last night. Specifically, there was arguments, there was threats of flagging and striking Pizarro over there. What I witnessed was okay, because I guess it must have been about, I would say about 6 p.m., y'all. Yeah, it must have been about 6 p.m. Y'all, I had already had my dinner. I took my shower and I called it a night. Even though I knew I wasn't going to be asleep for very long, but I was tired yesterday, y'all. I was so tired. So I slept and it must have been about, maybe I must end up getting up about 11. Maybe about 11 or midnight. I can't remember. But all I know is when I woke up, Lemon and Ness were both live. Ness was live on our backup channel. Lemon was live on his regular channel. And it was like, I don't know if YouTube cameras was live. I don't think she was live. I can't remember, y'all. It was too much going on. But because I know that Ness already got one channel terminated, so she really should not be over here up on this other channel. I went over here and went over there to Ness. And I was listening over there up in the bushes. She had it to where you can't red ball to the beginning. So whatever I missed at the beginning, I just missed. But the part that I didn't miss was that Lil Buckwheat, y'all, went over there to Ness's, and Lil Buckwheat was actually trying to convince Ness and Shakim that Pizarro has a channel that might be against YouTube guidelines. He was swearing up and down that Pizarro has a gambling channel, y'all. He started trying to read these Florida statutes or something about the Florida statute about a gambling channel and about Pizarro strong arming her supporters out of cash apps so that she could use the cash apps to gamble. He said that she was not using the cash apps for the crab legs, as she's always said that she was using it for. He also said that she's not using the cash apps for, like, the sound bites or anything like that, but that she was using it to gamble. He came up with this strange theory that she takes the cash apps that she gets from the supporters and then go and gamble it by playing blackjack so that she can double and triple the cash out money. And she's using her supporters to support her gambling habit. He also said that if you listen closely to the background sounds when Pizarro is live, you can hear slot machines in the background. You can hear her playing video poker and video blackjack. You can hear this little beep, 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 bells and whistles because she is always at the casino while she is live. Now, that just don't even make sense, because do you understand how much Pizarro be up there yelling and screaming at the top of her lungs? Imagine her being up in somebody's motherfucking casino with all the people in public doing all that yelling and screaming at a damn slot machine. But this was his theory. This is the theory that he proposed over there to Ness and Shakim. Ness said, interesting. That would explain that. That would explain what's going on. Okay. Then Lil Buck, we went all the way to say that because there are certain Florida statutes that might be violated, that they should go at Pizarro's channel. He said that they should be able to go and get some of Pizarro's videos and get down some of that content, whether it's a flag, a strike, what have you. Ness was just right there co-signing. See, what I've noticed is that Ness is very bitter at this point. Now she ain't got up here and cried. She's definitely humble now. But with her losing her channel, she do not bypass a plotting and scheming on somebody else. She said that she is very vengeful and she's going to get her revenge. But again, to entertain the idea that of all the years that Ness has been on Pizarro's panel and she never heard all these slot machines in the background, but now because this new little dude that done been around here barely for a month is concocting this silly ass story that he been hearing slot machines, now all of a sudden Ness going along with it. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that. As many times as Ness done been on the spaceship, it ain't never heard no damn machine, but I think it's interesting how quickly Lil Buckwheat was able to make her think that she done heard something like that. Or maybe she just want to go along with a lie because she in her fifi still. Good morning, Robin, moderator. She is alluding that it's true. But get this. Shakim sat right up there in the middle of that discussion, and he was co-signing it as well. And how many times? Shakim only done been around for a year at this point, but how many times he done been over there on the spaceship? And out of all that time, y'all never was saying that it was a gambling channel and it's against the community guidelines and the whoop the whoop and whoop the whoop. Y'all never thought it was a gambling channel until Nesta lost her channel. Now make it make sense. Not only that, of course it's a bogus lie. But even if Pizarro did have a gambling channel, it would not be against the rule. Peach McIntyre is a very well-known gambler from Florida. And she has a very lucrative social media presence and YouTube channel. So if Pizarro is doing anything against the rules, even if she were gambling, which I don't believe that she was, but even if she were, then I guess what YouTube just letting Peach get away with illegal activity over there? It's Peach getting rid of it's Peach engaging in illegal activity over there for y'all to be able to say that Pizarro is over there gambling and that she needs to be reported. It's amazing how people act when you get them before they get you. Because as I stated at the beginning of this video, Nest and the Finesses were over here trying to get me. Whether they wanted the courts to ban me off of here and tell me I can't come on here, whether they want to take my channels away to make sure I can't come on here and be on here, whether they need to make false police reports and get damn crash dummies to go and do fake police reports and take me in the courts and all this to try to get me up off of here. They've been trying to do that for the last 3 years, y'all. And it ain't work. But the fact is, I was successfully able to get Ness up off of here. And now she's sneaking up on here. And now she's ready to go get somebody or to try to flag somebody down. And she already said on Uppities, that live that Uppity took down because she was scared that the women was going to come over there and strike her. Ness specifically said, I think that was Saturday night. She said, if she couldn't get me, she was going to get Pizarro. She said that plenty of times over there in that Uppity interview. She said, I can't get J.Dunn, so I'm going to get Pizarro. Since I can't get J.Dunn, I'm going to get Pizarro. Now, for her to conclude that she can't get me, don't y'all know that means that she had been trying to get me, right? The only way somebody could come to the conclusion that they cannot get me is because they realize that they have been trying to get me and they have failed each and every time. So when you try to get me over the course of 3 years and you just can't get me, but now you say that you're going to get Pizarro. This is the beauty as well about that channel being gone, because she was going to use that channel over there to be getting Pizarro for Pizarro's content on Pizarro's channel. She was going to go and do copyright claims and strikes and all this kind of stuff for content that she allowed Pizarro to use. She was going to go over there and just start flagging and striking and whatever for content that she gave Pizarro permission to use. I mean, she done been over there and got cash apps and stuff from the intel. So ultimately, she been indebted to Pizarro for quite some time. And so she was going to use her channel to strike over there. But now that that channel is gone and those videos are gone, now she got to reset, because it's not like she could go over there trying to strike Pizarro down about copyright infringement for videos that she no longer has access to, for videos that YouTube decided were not videos that they wanted on their server any longer, for videos that YouTube deemed to be videos that violated their terms of service, for videos that YouTube deemed to be forms of harassment and bullying. Now she can't go over there and strike Pizarro with the copyright strike. So what's next? What's next on the drawing board? To go over there and try to see if her image is anywhere on Pizarro's video. That's her next course of action. And then now, like what I told y'all, little Buckwheat over there talking about where they could get her because of the Florida Gambling Commission. And he actually did research about the Florida Gambling Commission and what is allowed and what is not. And the crazy thing about it is, you can tell that it was a vengeful move, and a vengeful discussion going on, because Ness act like she ain't live in Florida and that she wasn't a YouTuber living right there in Miami in her mama's house before her mom evicted her. And never once did Ness talk about the gambling videos in Florida this, and you can't do this, you can't do that. But she really allowed somebody that's never lived in Florida a day in his life to come up on her platform and try to tell her what is legal, what is legal as far as being a content creator here on YouTube in the state of Florida. And she took his word for it, as if she were not somebody who was raised in Florida and lived in Florida for the most of her adult life. Now, is that manipulation, or is it just willing to go with any old thing, like grasping at straws? Like you just gonna grasp at any straw that you could get because you just want to get somebody. And I guess since you couldn't get me, you got to get Pizarro. So after I overheard this conversation, I heard Ness say that she was going to private the video because, again, she snuck on here doing this illegally according to YouTube guidelines. So she private the video, y'all, and she ended the live. So by that point, I went on over to Lemons. I saw Pizarro up on the panel over there. I know that they already told me that if I type up in Lemon's chat that they're going to try to block me out of his chat. So I said, well, I'm not going to type up in this man's chat. I said, let me go ahead and click his link and let me type up in the back chat to let Pizarro know what's going on. So I typed in the back chat. I typed up in the back chat to let Pizarro know what was going on. And as I was letting her know what was going on, let me look at my comments. Cassie said, J.Dunn. Oh, and hey, Cassie, welcome. She said, J.Dunn, I don't know if you watched, but China White was giving tips how to take your channel on Chucky's channel yesterday. China White could try to give whatever tip that she want to give. I'm a one-woman show over here, but I appreciate you for letting me know. China White probably bitter because I got Ness before Ness could get me. China White was also one of these people that was in the plot for years and years trying to take me down off here. And the fact of the matter is, my channel is in much better standing than anybody else's. Why? Because I come on here and I speak for myself. I don't always hold a panel and allow people to cuss and scream and yell and act a fool all over the place over here. So you can't get me on that. I'm a part of the LGBTQIA community. So I ain't using no hate speech in that regard over here. So you can't get me on that. Me currently doing my recaps and my commentary. Oh, I'm definitely following the guidelines, but it's cute, China, that you mad. What? Because what? Because Ness got. Because Ness got. I mean, what? If anything, the shit that you do over there on Chucky's channel, that violates the guidelines, China. So before you worry about my channel, you need to stop doing what you be doing over there on Chucky's channel. Because y'all be over there doing the most. And especially when he let you up on there and let you just be going all crazy willy-nilly, you be doing the most on that man channel. The most. Let me see what Jessica Michelle said. Now Ness let YouTube big up her head thinking she was a celebrity. Talented, yes, but she's also hateful and mean-spirited. LaDon said, let's see. Pizza should be the last of their worries. Did we or forget she got flagged and for 1K sub and got 1K subs back in less than 24 hours? Do they forget that she isn't monetized? I don't know what they thinking. What up, New Orleans, Lil? Hey, how you been? I ain't seen you in a minute. Welcome in. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Michelle was talking about when Ness did her YouTube videos in Florida, she was in the back of the house. Raggedy. Raggedy. That's right. But yeah. So but let me acknowledge New Orleans Lil. Good morning, sir. I hope you're doing well. And good morning, Black Pearl and everybody else. But thank you for that piece of information, Cassie. See, and that's the problem. I don't even engage with China White. See, and that's one prime example of where it be people I don't even engage with. I don't even bother them, but they be trying to bother me. Why, China? You ain't got nothing else better to do on YouTube? Because again, what you do on over there up on Chucky's page, girl, please. Girl, please. Hell, just all the shit that y'all did when y'all was trying to get at a jokey over there, girl, please. At the end of the day, you trying to plot on me. If Ness couldn't do it, I doubt that you can. Let me say that again. If Ness couldn't do it, I doubt that you can. But let me continue. Let me continue. Jessica Michelle said, I should listen to the live myself. That's just how much I don't even deal with them over there. The fact that I don't even listen to them at all, I don't understand why they discussing me. That right there is the problem. Just the fact that I don't even listen to them, don't even bother with them, then why in the hell you over there discussing me and my channel? Why in the hell you worried about me and my channel over here? You need to worry about getting you a channel so you can stop putting Chucky's channel in jeopardy. Go get you one. Go build you one. Okay, let's see. Michelle said, well, now, Michelle, I ain't trying to go down memory lane. But she said, remember when her mom wouldn't let her in the house to use the bathroom? Remember when she was using a bucket and she was saying that's her car and her mom popped up? Yeah. Oh yeah, Jessica Michelle, I forgot you China people. Oh, Jessica said, that's why I say, listen, I didn't get that from China Live, from the lie I heard. Oh, you didn't. I forgot that you China white folks. Jessica, I'm so happy that you just said that because I forgot that you come from China. So you might know better than I know. Okay, thank you, Jessica. I'll go and check. I'll go and check to see. But yeah, I don't even bother that lady over here. But so anyway, y'all, let me get back on topic. So yeah, when it comes to what I heard, I went to Lemons. Pizarro was on the panel, so I was typing in Lemons back chat, letting Pizarro know what I just heard. I'm in the back chat typing. I'm like, Pizarro, I just heard them plotting over there, talking about your channel might be a casino or a gambling channel. They trying to plot to get you. XYZ. What's good, Lee Pepper? Good morning. I was like that. They said that your channel is a gambling channel. They're gonna get it. Blah blah blah. By that point, Lemon, he's still up in his fees because of his own channel. So he left me in the back typing to Pizarro. He wouldn't allow me on the panel. Now, first off, he wouldn't allow me on the panel because he gets too much peer pressure to not let me on there. So he goes against his own judgment to not let me on there, even though I was trying to let Pizarro know what was going on. So Pizarro responded to me in the back chat, and Pizarro told me that she had seen everything that happened at Nessus. She said she was on her other device. So even though she was on Lemon's panel, she was up there on the panel on mute, and she was using her other device to where she was able to hear them plot. So by that point, Lil Buttweek must have been on in the background of Lemons as well, and Lemon let Lil Buttweek up, and Lil Buttweek proceeded to cuss out Pizarro because I had, yeah, please like my video. Hold on, Jessica said, Cassie, I said from the little I heard, I didn't get that from her, but to listen for herself, I would say that to anyone. Cassie said, well, why are you speaking on it if you didn't hear it? Gigi is saying, if she has her own channels, why she always on Chucky's then? Maybe because don't nobody go watch her channel, Gigi. Maybe that's why. And good morning, Juice. Yeah, everybody, please hit the like button. So then Lil Buckwheat proceeded to get up on Lemons and start cussing Pizarro out. He started threatening about flagging and striking Pizarro's channel. He was going to come through and strike everything that Pizarro had over there for gambling and all this kind of weird mess. He was calling her all types of bees and hoes. I don't know if he brought up her sound bites or not. He was talking about her cash apps that she get from the people and how she used to gamble, all this kind of stuff. Then Pizarro was fighting back with him. It was like a back and forth. You know how Pizarro can get when she started fighting. Then before I knew it, Ken Nola News came out of nowhere and clicked that link and got up on that panel and grabbed Lil Buckwheat by his dreads and started dragging his ass all across that panel over there up on Lemons. It got real heated back and forth between them, where Lil Buckwheat tried to bring up Ken's daughter. He brought up Ken's daughter. Once he brought up Ken's daughter, Ken brought up his little sister. Then they started dragging and swinging about the kids up there. Lemon was allowing it to happen. Not to mention, when Lil Buckwheat was over there jumping on Pizarro and Pizarro was up on the panel, Lemon sat back and just let Lil Buckwheat jump on Pizarro. He didn't interfere or anything. And Jin wins. I see you. Thank you so much, Jin Wins. Thank you so much for the donation. It lets me know that you appreciate the show. So you tipping the host. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's good, Serum of Truth? Good morning. Good morning, Room Shaker. Good morning to everybody. Okay, Jessica said, she said if she was Ness, what she would do. She wasn't just speaking on Dunn. Or she wasn't just speaking on J.Dunn. And like I said, I would go to listen to anything. Even if I heard it, I would still tell J.Dunn to go listen. And then Jessica Michelle said, Gigi, China actually makes content. Her content on her channels has nothing to do with the sectors. Oh, okay. Well, wonderful. I'm glad that she's doing well with her channel over there. But again, thank you again, Jen Wins. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. So they got the scrapping up there, Ken and Lil Buckwheat behind the kids. So then that ended up escalating to threats of physical violence. Lil Buckwheat got up in his out of his body so much so that he started threatening physical violence and physical harm to Ken. Even decided to turn on his camera and show his cell phone reservation for a hotel reservation that he booked. He claimed it was a New Orleans hotel that he booked, but he wasn't holding the phone steady enough in the camera for me to be able to see if that was a New Orleans hotel or if that was just a hotel anywhere else. But he was showing his hotel reservation while proceeding to threaten bodily harm and physical harm to Ken Nola as well as Ken Nola's family. He said that he was coming to New Orleans and then he was going to get at Ken, and he talked about how he was going to hurt him. He talked about the things that he was going to do to him. He was talking about how he got enough money where he could get booked and arrested, but then he gonna bond out, and he got the money for the attorney. He was just doing all these threats of violence, and I was like, that's interesting. Threats of imminent harm and threats of danger, that's not quite community guideline friendly. But New Orleans Lil. New Orleans Lil said, we don't play like that out here. Yeah, well, New Orleans Lil, that's what the little dude was saying. A little 27-year-old from California that's talking about he gonna pull up to New Orleans on Ken. So once that argument happened, then by that point, everybody was trying to tell Lemon to end his life because things had got out of hand. Buckwheat had said the most. Ken had said the most. Then somebody was doing super chats in Lemon's chat Just like, let me go back to Ginger Wins, for example. So y'all see me putting this sticker right here for Ginger, how Ginger just super chatted me. Imagine this avatar that's in the corner that we see here for Ginger, her support my channel. Imagine if that was a picture of a penis. This is what started happening on Lemon's Live last night. Was somebody was putting super chats in his thing, but the picture right there in the corner was that of a penis, y'all. Or it could be a vaginal pic or whatever. And Lemon, drunk self, had been highlighting his super chats the whole night, which is what you typically should do to acknowledge somebody and say thank you. But even to the point to where last night that started happening, and that's another reason why people kept telling him, in the live, in the live, in the live. Don't click on that super chat. Don't show it on your screen. In the live. He was so busy drunk looking for his lighter. He was so busy drunk looking for his lighter, y'all, that he wasn't paying attention to what nobody said. And I mean, a legit good 25 minutes went by where his entire panel was trying to tell him to end the live. He was too busy fixated on finding his lighter. Even once he found his lighter, y'all, he still wasn't trying to end the live because he said he not going to end the live because now he finally found the lighter. He want to smoke a cigarette first. He said, I've been looking for my lighter this whole time. He said, I've been looking for my lighter this whole time. Now I finally found it, so now I'm going to smoke a cigarette. His whole panel is still trying to tell him to end the live. Pizarro clicked up there and was like, Lemon, don't highlight these super chats. Stop highlighting these super chats. They got nudity up in the picture in the super chat. You need to end this live. Little Buckwheat was up there trying to tell him to end this live. Everybody was trying to tell him to end this live. This fool was like, no, he gonna smoke a cigarette. Y'all, I legitimately saw that over the course of a half hour, if not 45 minutes, Lemon truly showed that he doesn't give a damn about his channel and that everybody else over there does. His panel gave a damn about his channel more than he did. The people in his audience gave a damn more about his channel than he did. Pizarro gave more of a damn about his channel than he did, to the point to where even though Lil Buckwheat was just up there threatening to go at Pizarro's channel, Pizarro still clicked that link and tried to tell Lemon not to show them super chats because of what was up in the pictures and was trying to get him to end the live. Good morning, Crack Smoke. So anyway, Lemon finally did end the live, y'all. It took forever. I ain't even lying to y'all. It took forever, but he finally ended it. So once he ended it, he told the Buckwheat, Dimples, Laurie, and him for them to stay backstage with him. So then I went on ahead, and y'all know me, I clicked that link for the backstage. I clicked the link for the backstage because I wanted to see what was going on, as always. But then I wanted to hear what was being said because I know that they've been plotting on Pizarro's channel. I wanted to know if Lil Buckwheat was going to continue to talk about going at Pizarro's channel. I needed to know what was going on. So I proceeded to start recording on one of my backups so that I could have a proof of what happened. I wanted to be able to, good morning, Dreamy. Dreamy, I don't care about his channel. Dreamy, not you said, why do y'all care more than he does? Who is y'all? Now you gotta know I don't care about his channel. I think I proved that about 2-3 weeks ago. Now I don't give a damn about his channel, but the other people, yes, they do. They do care, but not me. Not me. No, I noticed a long time ago that he didn't give a damn about his channel, so I can't give a damn about something that you don't give a damn about. And Ayana said, "Are you that nosy, my?" You damn right. It's a whole flagging war going on here. That's what's going on. You will be a sleeper to not be nosy and try to figure out what's the next move. The only way that you can do great in battle is to know what your opponent is about to do. You damn right. You damn right. I mean, hell, it was just, and let me go back. It was me being nosy that made me keep Ness's membership, even though I wasn't friends with Ness any longer. You hear that? Me being nosy allowed me to keep Ness's membership, even though we were no longer friends. I no longer supported her. I no longer even wanted to contribute a penny to her. But I knew the type of foul shit that she would do behind her membership wall. And I needed to know what was what. And it was one of the foul things that she did behind her community wall in relation to Dimples and my homeowners association that I had to let YouTube know what was going on back there. And I think that was primarily one of the reasons how she got. And it was all because I was being nosy. It was all because I was being nosy. Now imagine if I wasn't being nosy and I didn't even know that they had plotted all that because I wasn't up in the membership. And imagine if they would have had did this whole harassing campaign against my homeowners association, and I wouldn't have knew where none of that came from. For that to come out the blue, if I had not known where it had derived for and where it had derived from and where it started, if all of that had started happening in my real life with my real homeowners association on a real scale, I wouldn't have been able to pinpoint it nowhere. But it was because of me being nosy and keeping my membership that I was able to clock that from the gate. I recorded it for my own protection and my own benefit. And then I was able to go ahead and target the video in question and get it struck down. And I was able to allow YouTube to know that this happened up in the members live. This is what somebody is doing behind the members paywall. I'm sure that you did not grant this channel membership access for them to be rallying their supporters, a channel that has 17,000 subscribers. I know that you didn't have the intentions for them to be rallying 17,000 subscribers back there on the membership wall and then making it public to harass a homeowners association, to dox the identities of people within a homeowners association. I know that that's not what you have your memberships for, and I know that the advertisers are not trying to pay for such behavior. And they politely took that video down. Then I had to keep my good eye on her going forward, and I ended up getting a couple of more videos removed. But specifically, I think that was the gut punch. I think that was the gut punch. You can't be doing that behind a paywall. Are you an idiot? But then she could have been drunk or something. She could have been under the influence. Who knows? But being drunk under the influence, don't excuse stupidity. So yeah, but anyway, while I was back there, I did go ahead and start recording on my backup of the backup of the backup. I started live. And I barely was there for maybe 15, 30 seconds. And Lemon realized I was there, and then he kicked me off. So then I clicked the link to get back up there. But my recording was still going, y'all. Everything was still going in real time. So then I got back up there. And then by the time I got back up there, he was complaining to everybody on the panel that I was back there. He said that he saw it said one guest, and when he looked down, it was me. They was back there complaining and moaning about it being me. And then he realized that I had came back, and he was like, "Oh, she just came back." And he kicked me off again. So then I said, well, let me go back one more time. I went back again. He was like, J.Dunn, stop coming back up here. She keeps coming back up here. He kicked me off again. But as he was kicking me off that third time, I heard him say, I'm going to ban her. So I was like, well, did you really ban me? That's what I wanted to know. So I clicked the link for the fourth time to get up there to see if I could get up there when he had done banned me. So he banned me. But this is the interesting part of that. The entire time while he fighting back there with me trying to kick me off, his video is wide open. Wide open. And none of them back there with him that he was huddling up with was letting him know that the video is wide open. If y'all even take a look at his channel now, that video that had all of that language in it and all of that fighting and bringing up the kids and all that, that video is still up right now. Now, had Lemon even allowed me the chance to speak, I would have said, hey, Lemon, this video is still up. You forgot to put it on private. They told you to end this live in private. They told you to end the live in private, the video, but he didn't want to let me up there. He didn't want to let me say a word. He wanted to be back there talking to these very people that didn't tell him shit. Dimples was not trying to tell him that the video is still up and open, wide open. Lil Buckwheat didn't try to let him know that the video is up and wide open. I don't know if Laura even knew that the video is still up and wide open, but it is. So it defeats the purpose of everybody finally making you in your live and telling you to private the live, only for you to be so drunk and bullheaded that you still leave the live open. Which means grown folks don't have access to that live, grown folks TV. I don't know if Queen 88 and them still give a damn, or the Fifi, Judge Fifi still give a damn, or any of those folks still give a damn, but the video is still wide open. Anybody that's been engaging with any type of conflict or strife with Lemon, the video has been wide open. And I guess even after he finished having that conversation with them, he ended up going to Discord with them folks and still left the video up and wide open. I'm sure once he got off Discord, he took his drunk ass to sleep, y'all. So now his drunk ass is asleep and the video is still up and wide open. Now I could have warned them. And the reason why I'm happy that I recorded me clicking that link and him kicking me down is because if something happened to that video today, he could never say that he was set up and nobody tried to tell him. Because I recorded me clicking that link 4 times until he banned me. And once he banned me, then I said, okay, well then the video is wide open. So once I realized the video was wide open, I said, well, let me go ahead and replay it and see if it's anything that I want to, if I want to report anything up in here. So that's what I did. I got to listening to it and I said, wait a second, this is something that might need to be reported. I think YouTube needs to know about this. What's good? Let me say that again. I said, this might be something they might be interested in. Let me go ahead and let me report this. They need to hear this. And I was like, what? He said this about that. Oh, let me pause right here. Let me hit that little button and let me report this right here. This one right here too. What? They got up there and used the F word that rhymed with maggot. Now I know they not doing that discriminatory hate speech over here up on this video, and Lemon just left this video be up like this, even though I tried to get up there and tell him, hey, the video is up. It's wide open. Put that video down. But he wanted to ban me. I said, but this hate speech right there, I said, me being a part of the LGBTQIA community, it is my duty as a member of the community to be a mandated reporter when I hear that type of hate speech. So I had to go ahead and press the little report button and be like, look, YouTube, do you hear this hate speech right here? Because I'm a mandated reporter for the LGBTQIA community. And I have to let them know whenever that F word, I have to let them know about that. Now, whatever they decide to do is whatever they decide to do. But I mean, they say warning comes before destruction. And I did click that link several times trying to warn him. I was like, Lemon, the video's still up. You didn't put it on private. You didn't put it on private. He didn't want to listen to me. And so then he gave me time to go back and look through it. And I'm like, oh, all of this. Because remember, I told y'all I was over there at Ness's. I was over there at Ness's. So I missed most of Lemon's video because he had it where you couldn't red ball it. So I missed most of the video. So it was a lot of that stuff that I missed. But when I heard it, y'all, I had to go ahead and be a mandated reporter for my community. I had to. If he'd have just privated the video, I would have never even heard it. Then there would have been no need for me to report. But I had to, y'all. I mean, these things like this stuff gotta stop. It gotta stop. Please like my video if y'all haven't. So yeah, so with that, I am now banned off a Lemon StreamYard link. It's really unfortunate. It's unfortunate, y'all, but and it's really unfortunate that I heard those F-bombs over there when I had to be a mandated reporter. Because of that. It's unfortunate too that the people that sat back there on the backstage of Lemon Stream were not even trying to let him know of the mistake that he had made. Instead, they was ready to be up there and gossip about everybody else and gossip about trying to flag other people and strike other people and all this. But they wasn't trying to tell the man, hey, make sure you private the video. Had I been on that link as soon as he ended it, before there was even a conversation started, I would have said, no, you need to go to your channel and private the video. I would even told him before he even lit his cigarette, because remember, he was trying to find the lighter. He finally found the lighter. Then he wanted to smoke a cigarette first. Before you light another cigarette, you need to go put your video on private. But no, ain't nobody back there was trying to tell him that, y'all. What he clearly fails to understand is that the people that's around him currently are the people that are clout chasing him. The people that are currently surrounding him are the people that are trying to get clout off of him, trying to grow their own channels off of him, trying to get popularity off of him, trying to get his supporters from him, and trying to essentially make some money off of him. All of the people around him are snakes who want to gain something from him. Where you got people like me and Pizarro who are already established, and we don't want to gain nothing from Lemon. Ain't nothing that Lemon got. Ain't nothing that Lemon got that can assist me. Not a damn thing. I'm well within my right, solidified here, so it ain't like he could get me entry into the beef sector. I already have my own supporters over here. I already have the people that come over here just like Pizarro. So when me and Pizarro actually try to help the fool, it ain't because we trying to gain something from him or because we want something from him, but specifically because we trying to help him. But he'll rather be distrusting of me and of Pizarro and actually put all his trust into these new folks that's just over there to see what they can get. And let's get right on back to the destiny swiping or the destiny swapping. Because if we're really going to be honest, these same people that was rallied around Lemon on that back of that StreamYard normally would have been over there at Ness's. You hear me? The same people that was rallying around Lemon last night and wanted to stay on that link with Lemon last night, any other time would have been over there at Ness's. Which means that these people ain't really his supporters at all. They really ain't people that got his best interests at heart at all. They really are not people that are trying to help him maintain and keep his channel at all. They just happen to be people that are scattered like roaches because now they no longer have nests to be perched on all night long. So now they coming over there to him. And unfortunately, his drunk self was foolish enough to think that that was true and core supporters up there that he wanted to have this behind the scenes talk with, when in all actuality, them Nest people, they just don't have nowhere else to be now. Yeah, I sometimes have to scratch my head, and I know this might offend most of the, well, this probably offend all the Leos. Lemon and Ness are strange Leos. Ness is a July Leo. Lemon is an August Leo. Both of them make me feel like Leos are the most self-centered, narcissistic, arrogant zodiac out there. Because for the life of me, just a week ago, them people was over there at Ness's and Lemon was only over there with like 300 people up in his chat. He don't even realize that the reason why his numbers have doubled now is because Ness is out of commission. He don't understand that the reason why he got these fake supporters that's coming over there now is because Ness is out of commission. But if Ness were still in commission, they would still be over there with Ness. But he really think that they over there with him. He think the numbers done doubled because of him. He think everything is because of him. No, it's because they don't have nowhere else to be. What's good, Cali girl? They don't have nowhere else to be, so that's why they over there. But if they had the choice, they would have still been over there. Like what they would have been doing, they would have still been over there calling you gay and talking about how you got childbearing hips and talking about how you swish swash when you walk and talk about how you got a BBL and that you got a BBL without even going to the table. Them same supporters that randomly showed up over there, them the same ones that would have been over there still saying all these things about you. But he don't even realize that. They done already accused the man of getting a BBL. And the same folks that sat on that panel and laughed about him having a BBL and talking about him and how he walked in Vegas, how he was eating off everybody's plate, drinking out of everybody's cup, trying to borrow people's clothes and borrow people's shoes. The same ones that was over there having a field day about him about that, those are the ones that's over there trying to console him. Meanwhile, none of them thought enough of him to remind him to private that damn video. And that's why the video is still up and wide open right now. Yep, smoking a bloody cigarette, crack smoke. Oh, Cali girl. Oh, so Cali girl is a Leo. Okay, that's why she said that. She said he just might not be the brightest. A Leo would see it. I do. Yeah, that bloody cigarette thing was just weird. Like that was just strange. But at the end of the day, when we be at his live, don't he be talking to Vic? What the people name? Vic and somebody, his neighbors over there that he be over there talking to, and they sound like yeah, the video is still up right now. Lee Pepper, his drunk ass went to Discord and then went to sleep and left the video still up. So currently that video, as I speak to you, that video might have been up for at least the last 8 hours, 7 or 8 hours. Which is 7 or 8 hours to give people time to report it, to give people time to flag it, to strike it. But none of them told him, hey, private that video. Because, yeah, like I said, they had their huddle thing. He blocked me from back there or banned me from back there. Then he went to Discord, y'all. And I'm pretty sure his drunk rump fell asleep after that. So that's what happened with that. But I made sure that I recorded that, so y'all cannot say, and he cannot say that I didn't try to warn him. I don't even watch grown folks TV, but I listened to commentary where they said that grown folks TV, he had a whole live going about rallying people to go at Lemon and go at Ness. But because Lemon be up on his live for as long as he do, he ain't even know none of that was happening. And I guess nobody had thought enough to tell him or give him a heads up about it, you know. I don't think nobody thought enough of it to give him a heads up. And please like my video if you haven't. So yeah, that's what happened with that. That's what happened with that. So I'm sure the video will probably stay up until, you know, he sober up. Maybe once he sober up and decide to wake up, y'all, then he will get up and private the video. But by that point, I'm thinking it's going to be too late. Because he done been, this whole time that it done been up, that done gave people enough time to hit it. So then it makes you wonder, where they was really saying about snakes and people being snakes and how it's the people that sit right beside you that's looking towards your downfall. It's the people that sit right beside you that's hoping to get what you got, to swap destinies with you, to get what you have. It's the people that's right beside you that's waiting and plotting for your downfall. And it's the people right beside you that see you fumbling the ball and making the wrong move, and they sit there quietly and don't say a word because they want you to make that wrong move. To be honest, most of those Ness supporters that's over there, they prefer to be over there with Ness. So I believe they hoping that Lemon would make a wrong move in hopes that perhaps Lemon can go down and maybe that'll help Ness rebuild and get back up to where she once was. It's a lot of mystical stuff going on, y'all. I have to be honest. Like the video, y'all. It's too many of y'all up in here for y'all not to be liking the video because I really done gave y'all some info up in this live now. I went ahead and got up early enough to do some research to give y'all a little history. I gave y'all some recap about what I heard from the different channels. Plus, I brought everything into a common theme and gave you something to ponder. And this type of live was definitely informative, but it also will give you something to ponder, not even today, not even in relation to the V sector, but even in relation to your life, your true and real life for the days to come and the years to come. This right here is very interesting. And even if you've never heard of this terminology, even if you never heard of destiny swapping, just because you ain't never heard of it, that don't mean that the next bitch over that might be envious and jealous of you, that don't mean that person ain't heard of it, and they just might be trying to use it to swap destinies with you and take what you got. So y'all better pay attention. I do appreciate y'all for coming here. Please like the video. If you got here late, red ball to the beginning to catch the replay. Or you could just replay it just in general. Thank y'all so much once again. And y'all, I'll see y'all on the flip side. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Don't stress. Y'all better protect your destiny. Don't let nobody swap it from you. Bye.